Where do the Bucs fit in the NFC race?
Well, I got to start with this, Christine, because it's weighed heavily on my mind. And it's the fact that Todd Bowles is getting an opportunity people with my skin color don't get. As a black man, I'm sitting there. I am rejoicing about the fact that Todd Bowles is setting up to step into a job. That's a good job. We don't get this as black people in sports. We step into a mess, and good luck. And if it doesn't work, you're probably out before your contract's even done unjustifiably. What we have here is Bruce Arians punctuating a legacy of diversity hires and putting diverse positions first in the utmost of importance. And now we've got a spot where Coach Bowles is stepping in and is expected to win because, Sam, he's in a position where he can. This is great to me. And look at your smile. I got the same smile, brother. I couldn't believe this. It's the first thing I said to Shay, my wife. I said, I can't believe a black man's in position to succeed out of the gates. It's fantastic. And yes, of course, the Bucs are in a great position in that NFC. They were close to the Rams. Obviously didn't get done in playoffs, although I still think it's San Francisco. I think the Niners are that team that is closest to the defending champions in the Rams right now, just because they were an interception away from it. So, Sam, I don't know how you feel about the Bucs, but in that position, I only think about Todd Bowles and how refreshing this is, but I still think the Niners are in a position to really get up underneath those Rams.
Well, shout out to your first point. So I played under Bruce Arians in 2013. And 2019, my last year in the NFL. So a third of my career, I played under BA. And like Coach Bowles said, who was a DC for those 3 years, Coach Bowles is super chill, BA is cool. They're both similar in that way. So I love the point you made about that punctuation to a legacy of adding minority hires, specifically black coaches in the NFL. That's huge. And I love how even more than that, this is what transition actually looks like. Like most often, people leave good programs. Let's say you're a quarterback, right? Drew Brees, he leaves New Orleans, and now they don't know where they're going to go. Tom Brady left, and obviously the Patriots haven't made the playoffs in a couple years, but they're in a better position than they were before. So I love what Bruce Arians did from a coaching perspective, putting Todd Bowles in place as a coach. But when it comes to who's going to be the best team, or at least the biggest threat in the NFC this year, it's got to be the Rams for me. And the reason why is, number one, you have your quarterback in Matthew Stafford. You have Cooper Kupp. You added Allen Robinson, who, in my opinion, was one of the biggest free agency additions of this offseason cycle so far. Had a down year last year with the rookie quarterback, but the years before that, if you look at his stats, he was really, really good. Some would say even dominant, top-level receiver. Now you add Bobby Wagner, 6-time first-team All-Pro. We're not talking Pro Bowl. Pro Bowl is great, but also there's this fan vote, right? As you know, Pro Bowls, oftentimes it's the fan voting, so it could be a popularity contest. You talk about first-team All-Pro, those are the best football players. Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey. You have so many guys who are ready and willing to dominate. I get it. You lost Von Miller. I understand that. But for me, I still like the Rams as the best in the NFC.
That's fine. You could take the Rams. You could take the Niners. I'll ride with the Bucs. I will ride with Tom Brady because Tom Brady has won in, I think, 2014, 2016, 2018, 2020.
We know Tom Brady's good, all right?
So you guys want to
It's not a first take. We've heard this before.
Like, you guys can ride with whoever you want, but I'll go with Tom Brady. And by the way, also, like, in terms of what the Rams have lost, they've lost Von Miller. We don't know if OBJ is going to be back. And yes, sure, they get an upgrade at that wide receiver position because you don't have Robert Woods as an insurance policy anymore because he's going to come back from injury. Instead, now you've got Allen Robinson there to go alongside Cooper Kupp. That's great. It's a 1-2 punch. And obviously, Matthew Stafford has got chemistry with Cooper Kupp. It's why they ended up winning the title. But you lose OBJ, who obviously took defenders away from Cooper Kupp there. You don't know if he's going to come back. I guess I shouldn't say you lose him because we don't know if he's going to re-sign there. And then you lose Von Miller, who also took players away from Aaron Donald. And so I can't just pencil in the Rams considering the turnover issues that we saw from Matthew Stafford during the regular season and actually in the postseason. And also there's been no consistency there in LA. Like, this isn't someone you could look to where there's constant consistency with Tom Brady and you know that whatever he's given, whatever's around him, he's going to find a way to win. I can't say that for Matthew Stafford. I saw him ride a roller coaster when he was in Detroit.
But you can't do that. The guy won a Super Bowl because he won a Super Bowl.
And so what?
To me, above that, to me, Sam, really quick is it's hard. I mean, this didn't feel like a dynastic group with Los Angeles, did it? I mean, they went all in to provide what ended up being the ultimate outcome.
Of course.
They won a Super Bowl. Job well done. They did what they were supposed to. But in terms of, okay, now make all those same roster moves, make it work again. You talk about pieces that are leaving. We don't know about OBJ. We do know Von Miller's a Buffalo Bill. To me, it's about the fact that this is not set in place for them to be ushered in to the team to beat. I don't believe that either. I think you can easily say Tampa's one of those teams. I think you can easily say if Kyle Shanahan believes that it's worth moving on from Jimmy G, he must think that Trey Lance is fully capable. And there's a lot of star power on that roster. And again, that was a Niners team that was an interception away from playing my Cincinnati Bengals in the Super Bowl. So it is crazy to think that this is the Rams for the taking, Sam, because that's not how it works in the league.
I think he disagreed
I think y'all must have this morning.
I ultimately did.
I think before. Yeah, y'all must have had some kind of plan this morning before the show, before y'all came into work at home. All right, we're going to pick what probably won't be the best teams. Let's just say something so it sounds good. You're talking about the 49ers, Jordan. The 49ers who don't even know who their quarterback is going to be. The 49ers who have been saying, they've been trying to, not saying, but showing they want to get rid of Jimmy G. We don't know what we have in Trey Lance. Those 49ers, that's what you're talking about, which I don't understand how that would be the team to beat. Please explain it to me, maybe now, maybe later. I don't know.
George Kittle,
and then
Deebo Samuels, Bosa, Elijah Mitchell.
But who's your quarterback? Who's your quarterback, right?
Well, Jimmy G is still
we saw what happened with Jimmy G in the last time he was out, how they lost that game to the Rams. We saw how that game ended. So I get it. Like even the 49ers don't really believe that much in Jimmy G. That we've seen that. So we don't know that. So that's one. And then two, Shay, to your point about Tampa Bay, and I get what you're saying about the Rams losing Von Miller. That's a big deal, right? They've lost some corners. That's a big deal. But Tampa Bay, Ndamukong Suh hasn't signed back yet. Jason Pierre-Paul hasn't signed back yet. These are two of their defensive stars and studs who haven't signed back yet. To me, Tampa's 2, right? I'm not saying that Tampa's 3 or 4. To me, Tampa will be 2. But it's impossible to discount the Super Bowl champions when a majority of their core not only is back, but they're better.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.